everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us at today's workshop. This session is a part of the 36-hour virtual hackathon which we at CrossKnot Hacks are organizing. I'll share the link to check out and apply for the hackathon in the live chat. So for today, it's a great honor to have with us Ankur. He's a DevRel at supertokensio. He's worked a lot in the field of open source and is very experienced. Open source is gaining popularity these days since it's something that anyone can modify and share because of its design is open to public. Hence, in today's session, Ankur will offer us an overview of what open source software is and how to use it to assist you with source code that anybody may review, alter, or enhance. You can put your doubts in the live chat, which Ankur will answer by the end of the session. So let's get into it. Over to you, Ankur.
Yeah. So thank you very much to the entire team. Basically, it's kind of like good start of hackathon you guys are conducting, and I really feeling glad to be on this stage. So first, let me introduce myself. And I am currently associating as a DevRel with Super Tokens, and we are open source alternative to both AWS Cognito, and we are building open source platform for anyone who is in need of authentication, and if you are looking for some alternatives as well. So we are happy to help you if you have any questions, if you are struggling in to building things from scratch. So you can anytime join our Discord, or my DM on Twitter is always open for you. And apart from that, I have around 13 years of experience in software industry. So I have worked on various platforms in my career till now. So yes, so open source is, to be honest, it's an open game, open-ended platform. So for everyone, if you for for example, let's say if someone is really having a struggling period to understand how things work in industry, so and if you are in a very early stage of your career, so I would really encourage everyone to check out the projects which are doing excellent work in the space of open source. So these days you can see there are many alternatives who have come into the market. For example, a super token is alternative to Auto, Supabase is for Firebase, and there are other alternatives as well. So it just all about getting started. So and in to be honest, it's not just always about the code. So you need to think from all kind of a perspectives how software engineering works in overall. And what I can say, don't just always think in terms of big frameworks or big things. So just get started from the very basics point of view. Just understand how things works as a software engineering platform, how people interact with each other. So it's not always just the code which you need to understand. How people work together, that really matters, and your soft skills are really important if you really need a good growth in this software engineering space. So I would encourage people to check out all these things while you are trying to contribute or entering any open source program, and join the communities, talk to the people who you admire in this industry, send them a DM, send them cold emails, and talk to your colleagues who are already doing something good with maybe some projects or maybe some communities, so they can help you on board, or they can help you in guidance. They can share their experience, what was the experience. So for example, recently at Super Token, we launched our ambassador program. So, and we would like to show our gratitude towards community. So we get so much of love. So almost like right now at this moment, we are 25, 30 people are associated with us, and they are helping us in various activities. And we are trying to help them in various activities like mentoring them. I personally helped a couple of people in their career progress, or if they have any issues. So it's like give and take, basically. Like it's a win-win for everyone. Like it's not just about me, it's not just about any company, it's all about community, basically. So open source, when we say open source, so in my opinion, it's an open-ended thing. So it's in front of you, you need to grab that opportunity. So nobody will say like, oh hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. But if you wanted to do contribution, you can do it. And I think I would like to say one example. Yesterday, or maybe day before yesterday, I was just scrolling the Twitter, and someone raised a pull request on Supabase, and once his pull request got merged, so you must see how that guy has celebrated that merge of PR. So basically, once when you work, so you should understand to you must learn to celebrate as well. So even I was very happy to see that. I would personally would like to think more on these areas as well. So in open source, so coming back to the topic, when we say open source, so there are multiple ways to get started, multiple ways to progress in different areas. So three top things I can say right now, like you can just join any Discord communities, you can join Slack communities, you can find GitHub issues, and you can just get started how to contribute, how to get understand the basics of GitHub as well before even starting the contribution of code. And then finally you should seek for the feedback, basically. So it's not just you always doing and not accepting any kind of a feedback. So feedback is really important in every area, not just in open source. So always look for the feedback. Do pair programming, do pair community things, and go to hackathons, just like the one which CrossKnot team is currently doing. So all these things are really important to understand the holistic picture of open source. And as we all know, like open source is gaining popularity, and we lots of founders and new people are trying to build alternatives of the projects which we are already having leaders in the market. But still, you see, there is a lot of available work to be do, and you have a lot of scope. You can build your career on open source. And I personally know many people who are doing very good. I think one of the guy I would say like Puru is doing an excellent job in, like, he built that Mac OS web. So that was a really fantastic thing. It's not just don't just think about very base initial hurdles. So definitely there would be hurdles in the start. So you need to figure it out by yourself. So no one will come and say and to get you started. So you have to go and find your issues and find your discuss your things which you wanted to proceed, basically. So this is all right now I can say. If you have any questions, so I can answer. Anushka, you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can answer the questions which people are asking on the live chat on YouTube.
Yeah, if you can help me out.
Yes,
Hey, okay. In the comments box section. Okay.
yes.
Okay, I was
I'll
saying.
read out for you.
Thanks.
How much level of knowledge will be good enough to start contributing to open source? I am a very beginner.
Hey, Naman. I think as I mentioned in the beginning, so it's not the knowledge which you really need in the start. It's the willpower and your gut feeling, basically. So I would say, like, in the very beginning, I was in the similar situation like you. Like, I haven't done contribution in my entire almost like a 7, 8 years of my career, I was even not even know like what open source is. I was just going to the office and doing 9 to 5 and rest of the things I didn't know. So I somewhere get started. So I just find out to learn new things. I wanted to do something different. So then I figure it out. I do it, talk to people who are in the industry, talk to the people who are in on various social media platforms. So then I get some start, and I just fork a GitHub repo. And then I thought, okay, this is something very basic issue. Like just find a very basic issue, maybe a typo. So you will get you will build up your confidence from there. Like, so this is in terms of as I said, in terms of if you really want to contribute in the code. And people are very generous if you ask some questions. So don't feel any question is stupid or any question is wrong or what people will say, because you have to upscale yourself. So don't feel about other people at that moment. Just look at about your growth at that moment. And there are people who will say bad things or demotivate you, but you need to focus on the good people. Basically, there are many good people who are ready to help you. And if you say, for example, you have messaged 5 people, so out of 5 people, at least you will find 2 people who will respond you back. So don't look at those 3 people. So I think I would just say, just find out the things, list down the your path which you want to pursue, and then look for the people and talk to them. Basically, hey guys, good evening. So how to get started with open source? I think Sachin, almost similar question which Naman has asked. I hope it answer your question as well. Okay, Naresh said, what is free software and it's the same as open source? So I think this is, I can say it's a confusion. So nothing is free in this world. So open source is like a collaborative environment where we know each other, but not in my, this is my personal definition. I'm not saying what exactly the definition on the internet, but like entire world will come together and help you basically. Let's say, for example, you have an idea to build some alternative. For example, you want to build an alternative of Uber. In India these days, cab is something a very vibrant issue. We all face a lot of issues while booking the cab. We got cancellation and all. So if you have some idea, you have trying to build that. So people will jump on your idea if they like, yeah, this idea is really fantastic and we should contribute. We should help in the race. So that is called open source basically. So nothing is free in this world. Sachin, I don't know coding. How do I start learning open source? Okay, so if you don't know coding, so I think first I would say just start somewhere. So maybe I think if someone who haven't coding, so I would definitely recommend Python is a very good language for that people who haven't started anything in their life. You will feel much more comfortable, and then you switch over to different languages. Make sure you have a good fundamentals. Again, you will have many things in your journey. Procrastination is definitely there. Comparison is definitely there. You will feel your peers or colleagues are going very high growth, or and you will have family pressure. In India, I know I am from a very middle class family back in India, so I know how these pressures are. So, but stick around. Don't listen to anybody. Just do what you want. And as Ankur Variku said, there is nothing in life who has defined you have to achieve today only. So look at me, like I almost like I started my career, I think I'm 23 or 22. So now it's almost like 13 years. So doesn't even matter. I am also in a similar situation when I'm learning something new. So recently I started Flutter. So I went to one conference here in Sweden, and that was really a fantastic discussions I had with the presenter, and we talk about authentication and we talk about Firebase as well. So I am really interested to learn more and more about Flutter now. So I'm dedicating some time in my life towards that. So this is the same thing you need to do if you want to learn coding. So you have to dedicate some time there, basically. Yeah, so we can move to next question. If you don't mind, open source is just community, right? It's not like people hire open source software devs, right? I think no, Sachin. I think it's again the same concept. Let me reiterate basically. So open source is yes, definitely community. Community is what like where people will come together and they talk about a common topic. It doesn't matter whether it is open source, whether it is metaverse, or whether it is JavaScript, or whether it is hackathon only. Like CrossKnot is a community. Like we are talking about hackathon these days. So community is just so open source is one of the communities, and it's not like people hire. Yeah, definitely people will hire open source devs. Why not? And there are multiple people who you can talk to and who you can look up to basically. So they have done very fantastic journey in the open source, and they have built their career altogether in the open source. And you can just get many sponsorship as well in the open source. But yes, nothing is easy. Nothing is just like you will build in 1 year or 6 months. It will take time. It will take patience. You have to be very patient. So that is one of the reasons people, if you need something ASAP, so I would recommend to go for a typical 9 to 5. And in parallel, you should do something for yourself. And then by the time you will have some confidence, so then you should start exploring more and more. You will get better networking. You will get better options. You will get better people to discuss. So this is all about you grow in career as a software engineer, or maybe as what you can say, open source software dev as well. Okay, so contributing while learning is definitely, this is what I always recommend, and that is what I did personally. So don't just stick to the thing which you are currently doing. Like, and if you are really happy, I would say, let's say people are saying 9 to 5 is bad, startup is good, or blah blah blah, or you should work for yourself. No, nothing is good, nothing is bad. If you are happy, if your family is happy, so I think that is the best thing you can ever do for yourself and for your family. So family is everything. So if you are fine contributing while learning as well, so it's good. If you're fine just concentrating on the things which is you believe at this moment are good enough for you, so I think that is also fine. So there is no race here, basically. It's a never ending game. Big fan, sir. Thank you. Please check out Super Token. And please build something super token. So definitely we have made a good arrangement for everyone. So we are your gold sponsor. So, and if you send me your projects directly, so maybe I can definitely give some more prizes to you guys. So I would highly recommend people to check out. And if you guys face any issue, please let me know. We'll try to help you as much as possible. Can we get a full-time job in open source companies? Yes, why not? And you know where I am. So I am not right now full-time with Super Token. I am a quarter-time developer advocate. But definitely you will get a chance to work full-time, and when you can show your work. So it's very easy for everyone to understand your capabilities, understand the way you work, understand the way you code, understand the way you communicate, basically. So that is the reason people promote build in public and seek feedback in public. So I would highly recommend, but don't do it if, let's say, your friend is doing, your colleague is doing. No, if you want to do it. Nowadays, unfortunately, I have to say, and we are live here, but I see people back in India, and like I think we are not, we are just going for those Twitter dopamine likes and followers. No, don't do that, please. If you really want to do something, just build projects and seek for the genuine feedbacks. What interesting projects have you contributed? So, to be honest, I haven't contributed much in the open source in terms of coding. But in terms of community, in terms of engagement, in terms of managing their projects or helping them to scale, I have contributed. So in terms of coding, I haven't contributed. I just like my tech stack is React, so I am happy with the React. So maybe in future, I have like technical writing is something which I love to do. So when I build projects, so I talk about them. So I recommend you to like I recently wrote many articles around HarperDB and how to build Hasura, how to integrate Hasura with super tokens, and then how to secure your APIs, HarperDB APIs using super token as well. So definitely, and currently I will not disclose that. So definitely a very interesting project right now I'm building. So those two are open source, and I'm collaborating, trying to integrate those together. So soon, maybe by end of this month or early next month, you will see some good project, and I will definitely recommend, definitely encourage you to check that out as well. To be honest, it feels very overwhelming. While yeah, that is true. That is true. That's what I said, Naman. Not easy. You will find tough time, and you will feel pressure. You will feel like, okay, my friends are doing really good and I'm just like that, and you have pressure from your family and all. But as I said, if you really want to build, go for it. Otherwise, if you feel okay, I'm not ready right now, so take more time. Try to understand and be in a very close network. Like make a don't just seek a very random advice on the internet. Look for the people who really knows you, what you are capable of, and what you need to improve basically. So talk to them and then plan accordingly basically. Sachin, give us some insight relating to open source for the hackathon so we can perform better. Give us some insight. Okay, let me understand. Give us some insight related to open source for the hackathon so that. Okay, if Sachin, if I understand your question, in terms of particular hackathon which we are right now, CrossKnot, or maybe in generalize, I'll try to answer this question. So hackathon is something you will like participate and get to understand, to know different tools, different developer tools, or different community tools as well. So pick pick I think top three or top five. Don't just pick everything. I will not recommend like you just build super token only. You just choose things which basically gives you the advantage in the near future, and you personally like that. So and then try to collaborate within those projects. I'm also learning Flutter. Yay, yes. So soon I will share some journey on Twitter as well around how I'm learning and from where I am learning Flutter. Are you in Web3? So no. Typically answer is like no. I was like in a similar kind of a say not community, say like people who are not that much of a big fan of Web3. I will not comment more, otherwise it might create issue. So I don't like those apps. Wow, Naman, jolly sure, sir. Okay, I'm looking forward to contribute in my first token. So yeah, good, good, good. So pick super token. Awesome. So inspiring. How to find good open source projects and tips. I think again, you just need to like it's open source projects are everywhere these days. So you can find maybe on Google or just talk to the community people. And as I said, uh, just go to any blogging platform and just type open source. So you will find many open source projects these days, and go to their GitHub contribution page, understand what they have written in the README. If you find these are the not, you as a user, so you just need to test their instructions. If you are not able to follow their instructions, just raise a PR. Just try to contribute in that. Hey, I'm a user. I I'm not able to understand this basically, right? So you can find projects and you can start contributing in any open source projects. Any offline events of open source enthusiasts, I do want to connect with them. Oh, that's a good idea. I think maybe people like CrossKnot Community can do some offline events in future. And guys, make sure to check out. Yeah, definitely. What is Super Tokens IO? Oh yeah, definitely. So Super Tokens, as I said, like we are an authentication platform. So we help startups or companies who want to secure their users. So there are two different tiers we have. One is like absolutely free if you want to manage your own data, and one is like a very generous hosted tier if you don't want to manage your own data. So we can do it for you basically. So I would highly recommend you should go to supertokens.com and give it a read and try yourself. We have many SDKs available, ready-made SDKs. So like as I mentioned, for React, I have built many couple of projects, and right now also I'm doing one more project in React. Yeah, no matter how many times I listen and I pick up some, okay, Sanskar, hey, hey. And I'm not sure how many of you know, like Sanskar is one of our ambassadors and he is doing excellent stuff in communities and open source. So I think the guys who are asking questions, just bug everything to Sanskar. Fill his DMs. Thank you so much for answering my. Hey, it's pleasure to talk to you.
I think that's it for the questions.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Thank you, guys. And looking forward to connect with more and more people. And again, I would say like go and build projects in this hackathon. Community is doing great, and across Node community, you guys are doing excellent work for community again. So this is what all about software engineering or open source. Like we need to help each other. So that's where we will grow everybody basically. Yeah. So if no more further questions, so we can wrap up.
Yeah, we can. So thank you so much, Ankur, for taking an awesome session. It was really insightful and worth it. So guys,
Thank
that's
you.
it for today's session. It was a part of 36-hour virtual hackathon which the CrossKnot community is organizing. We have prizes for top 8 winners and rewards for different categories like Girls Power Hack, Everyone's Prizes, and many more. We have shared the link to check out and apply for the hackathon in the live chat. I hope you all enjoyed a lot and got to learn a lot from Ankur. Thank you so much for staying till the end, and thank you so much again, Ankur. It was great. It was really a good session. I personally loved it a lot. Make
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
yes, make sure to check out the hackathon, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a nice evening there.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.